If 1 million people see my movie, I hope they see 1 million different movies. This was something I heard a few months back before setting out to cycle 650 kilometres around the west coast of Ireland to make a short film. I was trying to figure out who this film was for and what it was about. I didn't want to isolate one particular demographic, but I didn't want the messaging to be vague and wishy-washy. If I lent too much into my time at Connacht Rugby, then non-rugby fans couldn't relate. Plus, it wasn't supposed to be just about me. However, I believe the story of rugby in Connacht has such a parallel to life in general in the West, and I have some truly inspirational friends there, it was important that I could showcase that to a wider audience. Secondly, I didn't want it to be too heavy on history, as I don't claim to be a historian, and I didn't want to turn some of the tragedies in Irish history into drama for the sake of storytelling. But to not touch on some of these thieves would be leaving out backstory of what I believe built resilience in the communities in the West. The harsh nature of the landscapes helped me tell this story pretty well without too many words also. Ironically, lastly, was the actual act of cycling itself. My own physical journey around the West Coast wasn't meant to be the star of the show, even though I loved exploring the 5 counties and filming all the scenic shots. It was meant to be a vehicle for reminding people that doing hard things is good for you, and it benefits your mental well-being positively. Tackle Your Feelings and Rugby Players Island was someone who helped me massively when I was playing, and for me to spread their message was something I'm really proud of. So, I decided to build a trifecta of 3 main themes: rugby, landscape/history, and mental well-being/doing hard things. That would ultimately leave the viewer pondering a question that we all have, so no one in an audience could slip through the net. Who am I?
What an outrageous day to be alive on planet Earth. Let's go!
Step 1 was to spend a few days filming at my old club. I was pretty apprehensive about what it would be like to go back. I was worried I would miss it too much, but it was strange. Socially, it was like I'd never left. I was welcomed with open arms, and for a split second, sat in the sauna with the boys, I was back where I belonged. I had to remind myself that nearly 3 years had passed. So much had changed. People had come and gone. I'd lived in about 8 different places since being back in this gym. It made me realise that although I'd have killed to be back here with them, I'd have missed so much if I hadn't moved on, and for that I was grateful. I interviewed a few of the boys, asking them how they deal with dark days, how they feel about Connacht as a place, and generally just talk shy. Here are some of the highlights.
Oh my god! Kill your whole family.
Yeah, we're warm, is it?
Literally good, like.
How do you deal with dark days?
How long do you have?
How much time do you have?
I don't know, I think we're pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think like we've probably a couple of things we lean on. We go back to probably doing hard things all the time and putting ourselves more in the hole. I think like we use sauna, ice bath, stuff like that a lot.
Outside of rugby, trying to find something else you're interested in as well. Like myself and Duggan go through phases where we're just obsessed with something. At the minute it's Milwaukee bits, a DIY.
A sense of humour is huge. Finding maybe a silver lining or the funny side to it.
And the thing is as well, like, all the boys are going through the same thing, you know what I mean? So it's like the same anxieties or whatever, and we're all kind of in the same boat, so.
What advice would you give to a younger Bucks or a younger Duggan or any of the fucking...
Run. No.
Don't do it.
No.
Step 2. Go on an adventure. Do the thing you said you were going to do. I went back to England for a week to sort my stuff out, get some custom kit made in the Lusso factory in Manchester, which was amazing, and my rough plan was to get the ferry from Holyhead in Wales, kindly driven down by Anne-Marie, my mum, to Dublin, and then get the train from Dublin to Galway. Post up in one of the lads' houses, then set off. So whilst filming was very reflective, this should give you a bit more of an insight to how I was feeling in the moment.
Just got on the ferry, the weather is pretty bleak as you'd expect. Yeah, ferry from Holyhead to Dublin, train from Dublin to Galway, staying at one of the boys' house. We'll set off tomorrow. Alright, we've made it to Dublin. Oh my god. It is rather windy. They took my bike off me and took all the panniers off rather than just letting me ride it on. So a little bit sketchy, but I just arrived in Galway. Even though I lived here for 3 or 4 years, kind of forgot how cold it is. It's fucking freezing. Yeah, so we'll find out whether I've underpacked or not.
Let's go. There you go.
Whew, it is day 1. Bit of a weird day today. This spot is just so bright. And it's not filming for Tackle Your Feelings and Rugby Players Island.
It's like a couple's. Like, we're told all the time as players to kind of mentally look at situations and how we deal with them, going through like the what ifs.
What ifs as in bad what ifs?
Bad what ifs, but also good what ifs.
You always talk about what if it goes wrong and what if things don't go right. What if they do?
Yeah.
Like, what if everything works out swimmingly every once in a blue moon?
Yeah. We can hope.
Yeah, I'm not, it's not happened yet, but talking about like the roller coaster of life and rugby and careers, like I've come out the other side of it now. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're still in it. I miss it. I do miss it. That like you don't get much higher than the highs that you experience, but
them lows are low.
Them lows are low sometimes.
Yeah, that zooming out thing is like really important. Like, we're like, let's be honest, we're in such a bubble, like a tiny bubble, and you can get consumed by that. But even when I was chatting to you when you were transitioning out of the game, the uncertainty of that would scare me to death. You were fine with it, like you said, you had no other option, and you took time. You tried different things. You tried everything. You could be looking at one of the boys on the team going, God, I wish I was there. And then sometimes I look at you going, God, I wish I was there.
We've arrived at the stadium, just getting some set-up shots. If the weather stays like this, I will be delighted. Off we go, boys. We are leaving the Dexcom.
What time are you gonna?
Trying to
Stables number one for.
Trying to find me a place to sleep tonight. And
I don't want to get eaten by mice.
Make yourself a little bed here. We can easily.
there we go. Today's the start of like the first proper big day. Look how beautiful it is. Oh, the weather is well and truly turned. At least I found some friends. Hello. Owen was telling me last night, these are the sort of roads that would keep the economy alive. All the bogs out here, you know, for hundreds of years. This is how people take the peat to places like Cairo, get them on the Galway hookers, which are these beautiful old sailing boats, and ship the turf up and down the coastline. That's how the economy survived at places like this. You can imagine it was a pretty brutal life at times, but not much is taking you down after you've survived the winter out here. You can see why the identity of that culture is still so strong today, because the landscape's not changed. Still got to be pretty hardcore to live out here. We've had lunch, we've had a coffee, we've had a nice big fry up in Roundstone. I've sorted my head out. Now it's time to learn about different types of fun. So, type 1 fun, you're going out with your mates, you're having a great time. It is fun in the moment. Type 2 fun, it's not necessarily fun in the moment. These are the things you tend to look back on, probably learn a bit about yourself. It was probably tough in the moment. After a while you get the itch to do it again. And then there's type 3 fun. Not fun in the moment, not fun afterwards. Maybe you learned something from it, I don't know, but there is type 3 fun. I reckon we're at about 2.5 at the moment.
It sounds a lot calmer out there today, but I have had to put all of my wet clothes on from yesterday, so here we go again. Big push today to hopefully make it to Sligo.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on it. Sorry. Finally gonna do it, finally gonna get the drone out. Obviously, literally unpack the bag and hailstones straight in there. Also, the absolute hypochondriac in me thinking the trip is over. I was just at a cafe and I have this little stainless steel zip tie. Just like if you're locking your bike up for like 2 minutes to run in and get a coffee, it wouldn't stand like an angle grinder. It has this habit of changing codes. It's happened before in Scotland. I must have like knocked the pin out of place or something, and that was it. In my mind, the trip was over. Where can I find like a hardware store that can get an angle grinder to get through it? The lock had changed, but obviously I just messed with it a bit and found the number. I'm about to get chased by dogs again. Here we go.
Alright, it's the final morning. I camped in Jason's back garden last night.
Just on the topic of anti-fragility, you hear some of these special forces guys talking about these really chaotic situations, and they never talk about how they react to them. They talk about how they respond to them, and it's something I've been trying to implement into like the really smallest of things. This morning, having a miserable time. I've had a 40-mile-an-hour wind, slap bang in the face all day, and it rained for 5 hours this morning, and I've probably had about 3 or 4 hours sleep. So the easiest way to react to that is, you know, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? Or you take a deep breath and then you respond in, right, what are we going to do? And usually that's just putting your head down and getting on with it. Woo! We made it. Oh my goodness gracious. What a trip. I don't really have any words right now. The West of Ireland and the people here have treated me well. So. Oh my quads. Step 3, post-production. I didn't write any scripts beforehand because I wanted the story to tell itself, and although I had my trifecta of themes and my big question of self-awareness, nothing makes your mind wander like 12 hours a day of silence in your own head, or talking to yourself out loud. Because I spent roughly a day in each county, I thought that was a great way to keep the story moving forward. So practically, I made my way through the footage chronologically, figuring out what was actually important and what I felt best represented each county to me on this trip. Galway was identity because there was so much of my story attached to it. Plus, it introduced viewers to my big question. Mayo was about hardship, tough day on the bike, tough day in the head, plus a very harsh landscape and some really sobering history in the place. Sligo questioned belonging, as my family are from there. Leitrim was all about stillness and reflection, often a forgotten county for tourists, plus the beautiful forests were literally so quiet they forced me to ponder my existence. Roscommon was about rebellion and closing the loop on the story, plus the weather was absolutely horrific and I had to fight hard all day out of the saddle. Once it was all edited and colour graded, I needed music to complement my train of thought, so I used some incredible music from a composer called Isaac Haynes for about half, and then some sections I just couldn't get quite right, so I took it upon myself to write some of the soundtrack in my dining room. It was a wonderful way to fully immerse myself in my work and had me running around giddy like a child with big ideas. Step 4, put it out to the world and hope for the best. I was really proud of the end result and I like to think it was relatable to at least a few people. I hope, if nothing else, it made people want to lean into discomfort a bit more. Because on the other side of it, there generally tends to be some learning, or God forbid, maybe even fun.